Puma outfit, and there's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.
Part of the excitement here, viewers, is that thanks, courtesy of Shericka Jackson, we will not be limited to only 3 athletes making it. It's actually 4 who will represent Jamaica at the World Championships in the women's 200 meters.
This is Fraser-Pryce with 2:59, Miss Jackson with 4:59.
And talking about somebody who doesn't have to run here, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.
Yep.
But, is she tricking us? Does she really want to run the 200 meters at the World Champs? Has she come to earn her spot? Shericka Jackson says, by the way, I ran 21:45 when I was a 10:7 runner. I know, as per her definition, I'm a 10:6 runner.
I remember interviewing Asafa Paul, and I wanted to find out what goes through the mind here when you hear get on your marks, and Asafa says, I get on my marks. All right, so Jolene Williams from the Racers Track Club runs out of lane 8. There is Jolene. No, that's Sasha Forbes
of sprinting. Has a nice PB in the 200 and 100, 10:96, came second in the 100 meters here. She's now going for the double. She's representing Jamaica at the 100 meters at the World Champs and hopes to represent Jamaica also in the 200.
Well, obviously that's not Shericka Jackson. There is Shericka Jackson, the light blue. And in lane 6, this is Lanit Thomas from the University.
She represents the University of Texas, trains and races with Cabona Davis.
No,
Used to go to Vast Prep.
This is Sasha Forbes from lane 5.
In her best shape of her life, she's definitely improving in the 200.
Well, do I need to introduce this lady? Listen to the crowd. I'll just stop talking here.
Shericka Jackson, because this is a 200-meter race, Neville, I'm going to say world champion in the 200 meters in 2013. That's who we are looking at.
Pocket Rocket.
She ran 22:39 last night, making her the third fastest Jamaican this year.
The former Ebony Island athlete, Cabona Davis, University of Texas, who runs out of lane 3.
Cabona Davis says her stronger events in 200 meters, she wants to make that team.
This is Natalia White, representing Puma from lane number 2.
Natalia has also run 22:39 this year. She knows this is her best chance at representing Jamaica in an individual event.
And the second MVP athlete in this race, coming out of lane 1, is Natasha Morrison.
Number 462. She comes in 22.86 seconds. Lots of speed. She's confident running this 200 meters.
Call it, Bruce.
Shericka Jackson ran 21:55 here in this race last year. I believe she improves that. We pray that the win is legal and positive.
Morrison in 1, White in 2, Davis in 3, Fraser-Pryce in 4, Forbes in 5, Thomas in 6, Jackson in 7, and Williams in 8. Once again, here's Jordan Ford.
Of course, Jackson, the reigning world champion in this event, is the fastest living woman over 200 meters at 21:45.
The world lead Jordan, 21:91 by Julian Alfred of St. Lucia. Does that change now?
Air of expectation around this one, and sent away cleanly this time. A very good start from Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Also Shericka Jackson in lane 7. It's Fraser-Pryce and Jackson. Fraser-Pryce has actually blown out this turn, but here comes Shericka Jackson, the fastest living woman over 200 meters. The world champion, Shericka Jackson. Her personal best is 21:45. What does she produce tonight? 21.72 is the flash time for Shericka Jackson. A slight trailing wind, 21.71 for Jackson, and she defends. She is the double champion here inside the National Stadium yet again.
The fastest time in the world, viewers, was 21:91 by Julian Alfred. The fastest time in the world now, 21:71 by Shericka Jackson. She's now the fastest 100-meter woman in the world this year and the fastest 200-meter woman in the world this year. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce delivers a fantastic finish in second, demonstrating that her fitness is returning and returning fast.
Interestingly, Thomas comes through for third, and White for fourth. Thomas 22:55. Saved by that yellow.
But I'm glad that she's fine. I wondered when I saw the officials around her if she was feeling ill, which is quite different than having a cut on your hand. You don't want any distractions, but that's certainly a lot better. And again, one of the main courses. We've seen some big PBs so far.
So here we go in lane number 1, Brianna Williams.
Yeah, youngest ever Olympic medalist for Jamaica. In the 4x1, got gold in Tokyo, the double World Junior Champion back in 2018.
Lane 2, Sasha Lee Forbes representing Sprint Tech.
Yeah, Sasha Lee Forbes, a big star for Sprint Tech, trains with Maurice Wilson, has done 10.96 rather, 11.03 in the heats. She's ready for a big final.
Lane 3, a massive personal best in the semi-final, Tia Clayton from MVP Track Club.
Yeah, she is stupendous, 10.86. No 19-year-old in Jamaica's history has gone faster, and she shows up in big form.
With her sister, her twin sister, cheering her on from the sidelines.
In lane 4, one of the big guns in world athletics, Shericka Jackson.
10.65. She's the third fastest Jamaican woman in history. She's the defending champion and has gotten the silver medal last year in Budapest. Shericka Jackson, the superstar, ready to defend her national championships.
Yeah, Kemba Nelson.
Lane 5, Kemba Nelson representing Elite.
Yeah, 10.88. And so much has been said about her and her form, but she has shown up here and made the national championship final. Once again, she will run from lane number 5.
In lane number 6, I'll just say Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce from here.
Born on the 27th day of December, 1986. That makes her all of 37 years old. She'll be 38 years old this December, 2 days after Christmas. She has won 3 Olympic Games, 10 World Championships, 4 Olympic silver medals, 5 times Diamond League final winner, the greatest of all times at 100 meters.
In lane 7, also from MVP Track, Natasha Morrison.
No, Natasha, there's no party without her. She always finds herself in the mix. She World Championship finalist back in 2015.
And rounding out the field from Nike, Alana Reed.
She trains with Shakira Richardson and the top 3 girls who finished 1, 2, 3 at the U.S. Trials this year. She is Jamaica's national junior record holder at 10.92. This is spectacular. A spectacular field that Jamaica delivers. The fastest Jamaican this year, though, 10.86. Tia Clayton, focused, standing beside her training partner, Shericka Jackson.
Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce on screen, the storied competitor.
On your marks.
Woman that has given hope to so many with her resilience and her dedication. She lines up one more time with a fantastic feel to her left and to her right.
Brace yourselves for this now. It can't get any better. If it gets any better, then only a fit Elaine Thompson-Hera would have been added to this classy lineup. Women's 100-meter final. Great anticipation around the National Stadium.
Set.
And across the globe. Set. Bang, away they go. Kemba Nelson, Fraser-Pryce got an excellent start. Tia Clayton is running the race of her life. Shericka Jackson turns on the afterburners now. Spectacular performance. 10.79 the flash time. Shericka Jackson, big performance on the big occasion. Sends an ominous message from Kingston to Paris. Time, she kicked into top gear late and came home in 10.84 seconds. Tia Clayton ran the race of her life once again. 10.90 per second. She will be on the plane to Paris. Wow, what an outcome. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, the veteran, takes third. 10.94 seconds. Oh, wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you wanted to know, if you wanted to remember when the official changing of the guard took place in sprinting, it happened in 2024. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce makes it to her 5th Olympic.
Fraser-Pryce. She is in this third and final semi. And Sonia, she's been having some fun at these World Championships, as she told our Lewis Johnson last night, with her hair.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, you know I love the track, but I might love this a little bit more. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, she has a hairline called Shelly Beauty, and she said she packed 10 wigs for the championship. I love it. She had a whole bag for her hair care, and every single day she has a different color. And I think this is just so impactful for young girls who see themselves in Shelly-Ann when they see her out here fully being herself and embracing her passions on and off the track. So undisputed. You got to hear this. Undisputed greatest of all time in the 100. She won her 5th 100-meter title, the only woman to win 5 world titles in the same individual event. Just absolutely incredible.
This crowd knows that the next big superstar in this event could be Abby Steiner, the NCAA champion, the collegiate record holder. Only Shericka Jackson has run faster this year. She's also the U.S. national champion this year to boot.
Okay, so you'll often hear Addo talk about UCLA. You'll hear Sonia talk about Texas or Baylor. Have a look at this. Have a look at the powerhouse we got here, guys. From Kentucky, yeah. Sydney McLaughlin, Abby Steiner, Jasmine Camacho Quinn, and Kenny Harrison.
They weren't on the team all at the same time. Kenny Harrison was there a little early, but kudos to the coaches of that school and how well their athletes have not just run collegiately, but continued to run.
The only athlete here who has beaten Abby Steiner is this 19-year-old from Nigeria.
The Nigerians are very excited about her, the SEC champion. So she won SECs, Steiner got her back at NCAAs, and now they're in adjacent lanes representing their country at the World Championships. You better believe that those 3 lanes, 4, 5, and 6, are going to be hot for this semifinal.
And Favor O'Feely said, I didn't just come here to compete. I am here to win. That might be a little tough against Shericka Jackson, but we'll see. Final, semi-final. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Favor O'Feely, Abby Steiner are the 3 standouts in this.
Set.
Who's going to make the cut to make the final?
This is Abby Steiner's 54th race of the year. Look at the world champion at 100 meters. She knows she has to build a lead because Steiner and O'Feely are going to be coming.
Here comes the young American on the inside of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. And Favor O'Feely's got some work to do. Only the top 2 go through. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce have left them behind. She wins in 21.83. Abby Steiner will go through on the automatic qualifier. And Favor O'Feely in 3rd. We'll have to look at the time. Wow. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce said, no way, not here. I'm not getting beaten. I won my 2nd gold medal at these World Championships.
Prior to last year, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce had never broken 22. I wasn't sure if she was a medal contender at this meet. In this event, she is.
Yeah, I feel the same way, Otto. I was shocked. I wasn't shocked at her first 100. I just didn't think that she would hold it so well. And she still looked comfortable in the final part of that race. I saw her after the 100-meter race, and I asked her, are you going to run a 200? She said, absolutely. Wow. The kind of passion that she still has for this sport. After going from the pocket rocket to mommy rocket, after dominating still in the 100, to see how much she still loves to compete, it is so admirable.
How good was that race? Her personal best is 21.79. She just ran within 300s. And how did she do it? By having this monster start. You talk about a turn. She ran a turn. She almost straightened the turn. And then we thought, okay, maybe Steiner and O'Feely come back at her. No such happenings. The 100-meter world champion looks like she's going to be in the conversation for a 200-meter medal as well.
And think about this for these 2 young women in the middle of the track. Favor O'Feely in the green and Team USA's Abby Steiner. This is important for them from a respect standpoint. And as far as age, for Steiner, she's giving away 13 years to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, and for Favor O'Feely is giving away 16 years.
Wow.
And at 35, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce may have never looked better.
Let me tell you something about Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.
Semi-final, the second semi-final of the women's 100 meters.
So we'll be looking at the front to see what time does it threaten the 10:91. Then we'll be looking at about 4th and 5th place to see if they challenge 11:22 and 11:25, the two bubble times.
Yeah. There we see her game face on, Shericka Jackson. Are you going to ask her to smile as well?
I'd like her to smile after the final.
Yes. And here we go, the lane assignments. John Smith's Brianna Williams is in lane 1.
One of only 3 Jamaican juniors to ever go sub-11. Brianna Williams has double gold at the World Junior standard back in 2015.
And of course, in lane number 2, she is the fastest junior, 10:92, Alana Reid.
Yeah, Alana Reid, 11:20 in qualifying, 11:09 this season, 10:92. Fastest junior, as I mentioned, Chris, representing Nike. Let's see what she plans for us.
In lane number 3 from MVP Track Club, Tia Clayton.
When do you want to run your personal best? When it matters most. 11:02 last evening. She is super confident going into this semifinal.
And from the University of Technology in lane number 4, Crystal Slowly.
Crystal Slowly, University of Technology, has improved to 10.99 this season, comes in with 11.12, a 2019 NACAC under 18 4x1 gold medalist. She is running into form nicely this season.
Yep, in lane number 5 from Sprint Tech, Shashley Forbes.
Has run 10.96 at her best, and right now she's getting right back to her very best, having run 11:03 just last evening. The superstar from Sprint Tech representing for Coach Maurice Wilson.
In a lane number 6, she is the defending national champion. 10:65 is her personal best. Came into the semifinals with 10:99. Shericka Jackson.
Many persons saw her 200-meter races and forgot that she had an 11:03 coming in, 10:99 in qualifying, 10:65 all-time, a world championship 200 meters gold medalist, second fastest woman all-time in that distance.
Yes, from lane number 7 from MVP Shakoria Wallace.
Her 11:24 got her into lane 7. Is she able to make a dent in the top 5?
And in lane 8 from Puma, Lanae Teva Thomas.
Didn't have her best race last night in qualifying, 11:06 her personal best, 11:27 in qualifying. She'll definitely want to run much faster than she did last night.
So half the field
On your marks.
being made up of UTEC MVP, I should say MVP UTEC. 4 of the 8 athletes. Tia Clayton, MVP. Shericka Jackson, MVP. Shakoria Wallace, MVP. Crystal Slowly, UTEC. Alana Reid, Nike. Brianna Williams,
Report for the start, please.
Sprint Tech. Lanae Teva Thomas, Puma. So, final bit of inspections being done by the officials. This is semi-final 2 of 2 women's 100 meters. And sent away cleanly. Look at the start from Shericka Jackson. Shashley Forbes looking good at this stage. Look at Tia Clayton on the inside. Tia Clayton is storming. Shericka Jackson trying to get back. It's Tia Clayton. What time will she produce? 10:83. Wow.
My.
And that would be a massive personal best. That would be a personal best by a city block. What's the official time? What's the wind reading?
86.
Incredible.
Positive 1.0 meters per second, the wind speed as well.
She's now the 10th fastest Jamaican in history. 10.86. That's incredible. Who was the first to get there? Was it her twin sister?
Yeah.
That is incredible. She is now the fastest Jamaican for 2024. Oh my God, that is so beautiful. Her twin sister holding her. Does she lift her up? And this is a Tina Clayton who had the family record at 10:95. She now gives the family record 10:86 to her big sister. I mean, they're twins, but one came out first. That Jamaica, brace yourself. Tia Clayton, who had never broken 11 seconds in her life, jumps past 10.9. She doesn't even have a 10.9 time. She ran 10.86. Look at this start. Right here, out quickly. That's her in lane 3. Shericka Jackson got a very good start as well. Sasha Lee Forbes. The only poor start here was Crystal Slowly, who had a lot of work to do. And at this stage, Shericka is like, hey, we need to slow down. We need to ease up. Slow down. But, of course, Tia Clayton would have none of it. Spectacular running.
Sisters, now, I'm doing this video to actually congratulate and acknowledge the black talents that we have had in our black countries, that is Caribbean, in the US, in the diaspora, I mean, and in Africa. These are the people who have put our countries on the map, and they have done all they can to make sure that our countries are well represented when it comes to the world stage. Now, growing up, I used to listen to songs like the ones that belong to Bob Marley. Growing up, I used to watch Usain Bolt in the Olympics and in Commonwealth Games. And these are individuals who have made it for our countries and for our race to be well represented and well to be respected. Now, you all know Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest kickboxers. These are the people who have actually made black people proud in one way or the other. Now, sometimes these people get old, and we need some great talents to continue boosting and putting the countries on the map and making sure that they remain the pride of our countries. Now, we know some countries in the world because of a given field. For example, we know Jamaica because of the reggae. We know Jamaica because of athletes and all that stuff, you know. We know some countries. We know the US because of basketballs, and we've seen how the black fraternity, the black community has represented as well in that field. Now, growing up, we actually recognize some countries with whatever they do. And for example, in Africa, 2 countries are known for producing some good athletes, and that is Kenya and Ethiopia, right? These are countries that are known for that. And in Africa, we also have countries that are known for producing some good footballers, those that play soccer, right? That is Ghana, Cameroon, and Nigeria. These countries have done well, and they have represented Africa and put Africa on the map. This is whatever I talk about. I talk about the black success that we've had for a long time. Now, Jamaica has never been left behind. Even after Usain Bolt retired, we've had people like Kishen Thompson, we've had Alan Reid, we have had so many names from Jamaica, and now we have people like we have young blood and young talents that are coming out to actually prove that Jamaica is not done, that we are still here to represent our country well. Now, we've had people like Shericka Jackson, and we've had so many others, and these are the people who are trying to put their countries on the map. These are the people, these are talents that wake up in the morning, practice a lot to make sure that the 2 minutes that they are going to run in the Olympics are well enough to represent and put Jamaica and the Caribbean on the map. Now, it is good that we see these young talents like Alana Reid. It is good that we are seeing these talents that are doing good, and this is just a wake-up call to the government that these talents need to be funded. I mean, to be financed. These talents need mentorship. They need to be mentored, and these talents also need support. It is good that the people of Jamaica recognize their own talents. The people in Africa recognize their own talents. What did we do in Africa? Because we've seen so many other players from Africa, soccer players, footballers, running away from Africa and taking citizenship to the countries, to the Western countries. This is whatever we do not want to see happening more often. Because this only demeans our continent. This demeans the Caribbean. Now, I was looking at a number of artists and footballers who belong to Jamaica, who belong to Barbados, who belong to various countries in the Caribbean, who are not citizens of their own countries, who have gone to seek citizenship in other countries. Now, this is so bad. This is why I always say we first must make sure the systems in our countries work, because you can't have such talents, then you are not able to manage these talents. You are not able to make sure that these talents are well supported. They need our support. They need people to be there for them. They need the government actually to put in policies that are going to make sure that the football leagues in these countries are doing well, and that the coaches that are being hired are very much professional and legends of the game, and that the government is building stadiums and the government is doing all it can to support these talents. I've seen so many countries in the Caribbean having so much talent. Those talents do not present them during the national events or international events. These talents are actually in the US, Mexico, Canada, and all these other countries. Now, if you go and check the French national team, you are going to be shocked, because it is 70% is made up of Africans, purely Africans who are born and raised in Africa. Those that feel like their countries in Africa do not support talents, those that felt like their countries in Africa are not doing well enough to make sure that talents are well thriving and that talents can actually pay people as a job. Now, these have actually ran away. Now, I was watching a video of a trending video of the soccer team that comes from Nigeria, and all these other stars and legends were complaining that they were in a national stadium somewhere, and the government did not even cater for their meals, and they were booked few hotels, like few rooms than the number itself, So some who play in the major leagues in the world, those who have money, those who are financially stable, they were the one who were financing all the things that the team required. Yeah, you check out the population of Nigeria. It is 200 and something million people. You imagine the taxes that are being paid. You imagine their budget and how much they are going to spend in a year. Now, just having some few millions to support your team, to actually represent the country well, to put the country on the map well, because soccer is the most popular, football is the most popular game in the world, sports I mean. So when it is being well represented, this can actually attract investors. Now, I want to tell you a story that happened in 2010 and from 2008 to 2010 in South Africa. Now, the reason why South Africa is on the map nowadays is for the World Cup that took place in 2010 in South Africa. Now, the government did invest a lot. When I mean a lot, it invested a lot, because I saw a documentary where the government were talking, the government official was saying that they were even having scarcity of hotels. So the government had to chip in and build hotels that were going to be used during the World Cup, because the private sector itself could not manage all these things. So the government had to chip in, build stadium, build all this stuff. And in return, whatever happened after the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, the only country that ever hosts the World Cup in Africa. Now, it is that they received a lot of investors. And you look at South Africa right now, it looks like a country not in Africa, because of the development, the infrastructure that it has right now, because of all the things that happened after the 2010 World Cup. So it is good to actually invest in the talents that you have. Invest in the fields that will support talents in Africa. It is the only way we are going to get our countries better. It is the only way. Trust me not, we need to do better as a continent, as a country, and this is why we call upon our brothers and sisters that if it is good, you can invest in Africa. if it is good, you can invest in the Caribbean. This is where we belong, and this is who we are, and this is how we are going to make ourselves better, great, and this is how we are going to improve our countries. Our countries needs better, and we are the better that our country needs. Thank you so much for having taken our time to watch this video. I appreciate so much, brothers and sisters. If it's your first time on the channel, please consider subscribing, sharing, commenting, and liking this video.